So over the past 30 days, I've been replacing my Peloton with these high-tech XR glasses by Viture. In fact, I've been using these Viture glasses while biking, rowing, skiing, and even running, yoga, and strength workouts. Now, there's really two reasons why I've been testing these out instead of just using the attached screen on my Peloton or any of my other connected fitness devices. For one, for a lot of this equipment, if you took away the screen, what you'd be left with is pretty overpriced compared to unconnected versions of the same exact thing. And secondly, because a lot of equipment like Peloton is tied to its connected fitness service, that means that those attached screens pretty much become worthless unless you continue to pay the monthly subscription, which in Peloton's case is $44 per month. And while I do like to take the classes on occasion, that's a lot of money to ask when I would sometimes just rather save that money and work out to a streaming service that I already pay for, like Netflix. So a lot of people are starting to realize that it's often better just to buy an unconnected piece of fitness equipment and then just set it up near a TV or with an iPad holder so that you can connect to those same classes through their app versions. And this usually means that you end up saving money on the membership, since the app version for programs like Peloton cost a lot less. And if you cancel your membership, you can still use those screens to watch Netflix, YouTube, or even just try a different connected fitness membership. But sometimes it's not convenient to set up a TV or a tablet in front of your equipment, or maybe you don't have a Peloton and you don't want to pay for that $44 per month membership. Or maybe you just don't want a bunch of ugly screens on every single device that you own. And it's for all of those reasons that I became interested in working out with these Viture XR glasses. So how these glasses work is that you can connect them to your phone or really any device that you'd like. And when you wear the glasses, you'll see what looks like a giant HD display right in front of you. And the picture is surprisingly crisp and clear, like easily as clear as any of the HD screens that comes with like a Peloton, but much larger. In fact, depending on how far the wall in front of you is, it can feel like you're watching a class on like a 120-inch display. But I'll talk more about how that sort of changes based on your setup in a bit. So the idea was to cancel the expensive Peloton membership and then replace it by using the app version or Netflix or other streaming services. And so I can talk to you about what sort of experience you can expect if you were to use these Viture XR glasses on a bike, a rower, during yoga, and just a wide variety of fitness experiences. So starting with the bike, this was actually the best fitness use case that I found for these Viture glasses. Because of how stationary you are, you don't really need to worry about the glasses moving around, and the screen stays locked pretty much into place in front of you. And if you're using a non-connected bike with like metrics below you, it's actually really nice because you can still read those metrics out of the bottom of your glasses, and then you really sort of get that full Peloton experience without needing to have a Peloton branded bike. And as I mentioned, the screen that you see with Viture is very clear, and there's actually a wheel that you can adjust above each lens so that you can adjust the depth for your own eyes to improve the clarity in the display depending on each of your eyes' vision, and so it ends up looking really great. Now, it feels somewhat like your brain is being tricked here, because if you are viewing the screen with a wall like far in front of you, the screen just feels huge because your brain wants to imagine that that screen is on that wall. The screen then becomes smaller in your brain the closer that wall comes in front of you. So when, for example, rowing, it actually feels like the screen is growing as you press away from the rower and then is getting smaller as you come in for the catch. And so unlike cycling, this does take a little getting used to, but honestly, it felt totally fine after just a few sessions. And there's so many cool apps that you can connect to with like the Concept 2 rower now that it feels great that you can just try them all without being locked into any single one. For example, Averon just came out with their new app, and I've been testing that out and having a ton of fun with it. Now, running on the treadmill feels a little bit more jarring. It actually isn't too bad, and it feels very safe since you can see your feet below you with your glasses. But as your head kind of bobs up and down when you run, the screen also bobs up and down a bit. Now, it's not so much that I felt motion sick. which is good because I often feel motion sick and I get motion sick very easily, but it does take a little getting used to. Though if you use the treadmill for walking or hiking, then the Viture XR glasses feel really good to use in that way. And actually, the equipment that I was most surprised about when I started testing out the Viture glasses was using it with the ski erg. Just because I thought with all the head movement that I would start to feel sick or the glasses would be moving around, but they actually stayed locked on, and they come with a variety of like attachments so you can, get the right size for your nose. And because with the ski erg, I sort of keep my head locked into one angle, the screen actually doesn't feel like it's moving a lot at all. And the ski erg is something that you generally can't get set up to watch with an iPad or a television with. So I'm actually pretty excited that it works with the ski erg so well. Now, I also tested out Viture with some other types of training like strength workouts and yoga. And for strength, it's not that great just because to be stable, you sort of want to be able to focus on something that is not moving in front of you. And with the screen that moves with you, it's just not that ideal. Though I should mention there are a variety of settings that you can adjust, such as the brightness and the transparency of the screen, as well as being able to push a button that makes the glasses go dark, which makes the screen look even brighter and better, though it does limit how much you can see around you. There's also a setting that enables you to keep the screen stuck into one place, so if you move your head up and down, the screen doesn't follow along with you. And this is definitely useful, especially if you easily get motion sick. But like I said, I easily get motion sick and I did just fine with the screen floating along with me. And I just found the experience to be better that way than having it locked into place. Now, when I tried the Viture glasses with yoga, that was actually a surprisingly great experience. See, for me, I'm very much a beginner when it comes to yoga, so I really need to see that instructor and follow along to them when I'm taking a class. And the problem is with a traditional screen or your phone, you're often in positions where you can't really see what's going on without having to wrench your neck up or messing up the movement entirely. And so with Viture, I was able to take some yoga classes and was able to see the instructor the entire time throughout each of the movements. And the glasses, they can slide a little bit in some positions like downward dog, but they would still stay on. And for other movements where your head's not just directly looking down, I found it to be very beneficial. So I think overall, there are some very viable options to using these Viture glasses as an alternative to buying a connected fitness device like Peloton. I can't say I would suggest getting these glasses just for that purpose, but considering that you can also use them to watch a movie on an airplane or when you're on the go, or set up a screen for a portable gaming device, or just relax outside while watching some shows. It's a pretty cool piece of tech, and not to mention the sound quality is also really good with these. You can also use it to turn your phone into sort of like a point and click device with multiple screens. So all of that, plus the ability to use them for connected fitness, makes them pretty great. And this really makes me want to avoid getting any more fitness equipment with screens attached, because I feel like those are becoming more and more obsolete as glasses like Viture become more common and as they continue to improve even further. As always, this is Colin Jenkins with Connect the Watts. Make sure to subscribe for the latest in fitness tech, and I'll see you next time.